The second season of the Atlantic's podcast entitled Autocracy in America is out now, and it features discussions about what its editors describe as, quote, society's complacency with liberal values and how this carelessness has fueled a democratic retreat and a new belligerence among dictators. Chairman of the Renewed Democracy Initiative and former world chess champion Garry Kasparov has taken the reins from Anne Applebaum as the new host of the program, and he joins us now. It's great to have you on the show. Thank you for doing this. Tell us what we can expect in terms of the conversations on the first few episodes of the podcast and how you're looking at how democracy, if it's possible, can save itself.
My cooperation with The Atlantic on this project started with two articles titled The Putinization of America, where I tried to share my experience about the collapse of feeble democracy in Russia and try to educate inexperienced American public about the signs of rising authoritarian rule. And now I'm presenting the second season of Autocracy in America. There will be 12 episodes. And I think it's very important before we decide how to fight back to understand the nature of Trump phenomena. And Trump phenomena is not purely domestic. It's very important to look at the big picture. And that's why my guests, they range from Frank Luntz or Masih Alinejad to Admiral McCraven and many others. So just to show that we have to incorporate every element of the geopolitics and to figure out why Trump and many like Trump in other established democracies have risen to power, and it's comes with a simple recognition. Donald Trump is the existential threat to American democracy because people like him, the would-be dictators, they never stop until they stopped. Obviously, it's nothing to compare with Russia, Vladimir Putin, or many other dictators in the world, but it's a rising liberalism, and these 12 episodes will help you to understand the nature of that it's not accidental. You could say that Trump was an anomaly in 2016. His return in 2024 with a powerful coalition behind him showed us that it's something that it's too big, and it definitely indicated that something was rotten in the core. So understanding it and looking at every aspect, social, political, also technological, that's very important as well. And then we have one segment on AI and rise of AI. So it will help you to see that Trump was inevitable. It's a clear conclusion of the second season, but is also beatable. But we have to take it seriously, and we have to return to the values. American values should preserve over those who are using American flag to cover their intentions to turn America away from democracy.
So, Garry, President Trump's predecessor, President Biden, often said that these next 100 years would indeed be the theme would be the fight between democracies and autocracies. And it's certainly there in private moments, he and some of his closest aides suggested, well, autocracies kind of have democracies on the run right now, at least somewhere, or at least in some corners of the globe. And you're arguing potentially here at home as well. What are some of the other global trends you see that are contributing to that switch?
You look at every available data, and you see that in the last 2 decades, democracy was in retreat. And it's not accidental. It's you can say maybe a year or two, but after the wave of pro-democracy achievements after the collapse of the Soviet Union and the end of the Cold War, we are seeing the reverse trend. So and Donald Trump is a part of this trend, and it shows that even America is not immune to this virus because we are living in a very different world. The world is changing. It's the world that depends extensively on new technology. And it's quite ironic that authoritarian regimes, they found more effective ways to use technology that has been conceived, invented, and developed in the free world to attack the very foundation of the free world. That was the reason why these technologies were invented. And it's again not just Putin and not just China, not that Iran. We see this phenomena in many developed democracies. We saw the rise of the so-called liberal democracies. Just Viktor Orban from Hungary is one example. But even countries like France or Germany or Britain, they're also not immune. The rise of the far-right populism and in some cases also far-left populism created a situation where you have it's a siege. Democracy is attacked from radicals, and the very core of success of democracy, it's a strong middle class and mainstream politics, has been basically erased. It's not popular to be in the middle, and that's why we have populists of all colors, and of course Trump is one of the most successful of them, if not the most successful. They had their day.
So, Gary, look at you in our last 30 seconds or so, just briefly on what we might hear today. President Trump has been teasing in the last few days that he is going to make some major announcement about Russia. He has expressed his unhappiness, really for the first time in these strong terms, with Russia's Vladimir Putin. What do you expect? Do you think this is a moment where, finally, Trump may stand up to Moscow?
Everything Trump says is not about Russia, Ukraine, China. It's about Donald Trump. And I expect that he can make a very strong statement and also make decision to help Ukraine, not because he cares about Ukraine or about people that are being killed every night, but because he desperately needs to drive attention away from Epstein files. His domestic situation is very precarious, as your program just explained, so he needs a new narrative. And I think taking on Putin and showing his strengths, that's typical Donald Trump. But in this case, okay, for the wrong reasons, he could do the right thing.
All right, we'll be looking for that. The president has teased an announcement at some point later today. Meanwhile, The Atlantic's Autocracy in America is available wherever you get your podcasts. Host the program, Garry Kasparov. Gary, thank you for joining us this morning.